Ben Affleck, Hoovering the Ex. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. One of the main functions of this channel is to use famous people and celebrities to help you understand more about narcissism and to unlock why they behave the way that they do. This channel regularly comments about this one's wife because she's such a prominent example of narcissism that many people are interested in, and therefore it makes perfect sense to regularly utilize her as an example to teach about narcissism and to help people understand why does she do as she does. It still remains the case that there are many people that still continue to exhibit a lack of understanding as to why she behaves in the way that she does. And the answer each time is, it's her narcissism. But many of them still don't seem to get it. That's probably because they haven't accessed my material or haven't done so to the fullest extent. Many people will look upon the way that a celebrity behaves and scratch their heads. Why have they imploded? Why have they self-sabotaged? Why have they created these problems for themselves? And invariably, if you understand narcissism and how it functions, that will provide you with the answer as to why that celebrity has behaved in the way that they have. Why has that person cheated on their wife? She's beautiful. Why has she made these catty comments on social media? Why does this particular famous person always have to be seen and photographed? Why is this person always on social media, regularly posting about the minutiae in their life? Once you understand that they are narcissists, it gives you the answer as to why they behave in the way that they do. And thus, it would be remiss of me not to utilize the many famous narcissists that exist in this world to demonstrate why they behave as they do and to show you various facets of narcissism in action. And I'm going to do so further with Ben Affleck. I've hitherto analysed Ben Affleck to explain why he is a narcissist. You can watch that detailed series if you haven't done so already. And what we have seen is that his relationship with a former intimate partner primary source, Jennifer Lopez, crashed and burned. The confluence of two narcissists didn't last, as is often, but not always, the case. However, what we have seen is the way that his narcissism causes him to behave in relation to another former intimate partner primary source, his ex-wife Jennifer Garner, and his children, who are non-intimate secondary sources. An article in People magazine gives us an opportunity to explain to you the concept of hoovering the ex. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner are giving back this holiday season. The former couple spent Thanksgiving volunteering and serving free meals to the homeless community in Los Angeles as they attended a homeless shelter, the Midnight Mission's annual Thanksgiving Street Fair. Now for Affleck, that's management of his facade through charitable works. It makes him look like a good guy. Affleck and Garner, both 52, were joined by their three children, Violet Ann, 18, Serafina Rose, 15, and Samuel, 12, at the event, with the source telling people of the outing, they truly enjoy giving back to their community and cherishing quality time together as a family. Well, Jennifer Garner does, driven by her emotional empathy. Ben Affleck thinks he enjoys it in the same way, but he enjoys it because it actually enables him to control people by the projection of this facade of caring, the fuel that is received from people responding to these charitable acts, and of course, the way that it's portrayed in the media allows him to garner, pun intended, further fuel. But it also allows him, of course, to spend time with his family. Not in the way that a non-narcissist would be pleased to do so, but in the way that he can control his former intimate partner primary source and his non-intimate secondary source children, and draw fuel from them. Fuel from a former intimate partner primary source is the most potent that you can get, and therefore this is why narcissists invariably return at some point to hoover exes. Not only has the ex been tenderized previously by the interaction of the narcissist, making them easier to go back to, there's a shared history which the narcissist will exploit. The narcissist will know about the vulnerabilities of that victim, which again can be exploited. And invariably there's a common and mutual interest: children. The children are simply a stepping stone for the narcissist to use to get to the former intimate partner primary source, because he or she is the prize. Here, Affleck, although he split up in 2015, nearly 10 years ago, from Garner after 10 years of marriage, has hoovered her by appearing together as part of activities at a charity. Jennifer Garner is clearly a decent person, and she knows full well what Affleck is like. She commented memorably along the lines of saying that when the sun shines from him on you, it is a particularly edifying experience, but it's also the case that he can put you in the shade, and that's an unpleasant place to be. She was aptly describing the idolization and devaluing behavior of a narcissist. The two of them are seen photographed with the CEO of the Midnight Mission and with other people at the event. The pair of them sported matching white Midnight Mission aprons in the snap, and they were featured alongside other volunteers, which were shared on the non-profit's Instagram stories. Affleck has supported the Midnight Mission previously, and he said in 2020, "I found that I get a lot out of giving a little bit of my time to other people I don't know. I don't know if that helps them or not, but I know it's helpful to me." It certainly is, by way of facade management. The fact is that here he's seen smiling in the pictures, which of course is a response to the fact that there's no threat to control, and he's receiving pure positive fuel. And Affleck is using his children and this charity for the purposes of hoovering his ex-wife, the former intimate partner primary source. Hoovers come in many shapes and forms and designations. Commonly, the hoover is when the narcissist returns to somebody they were in a relationship with. Sometimes the hoover is simply there to assert control over them and maybe draw some fuel from them, perhaps a residual benefit also. In other instances, the hoovering is done to try and resurrect the relationship with the former intimate partner primary source. It remains to be seen if that is what Affleck is attempting to do with Jennifer Garner, or whether she's wise to how he behaves, that her guard remains up. Certainly, she is not embarking on anything close to a no-contact regime, and she ought to be doing. But what we see is Affleck using the conduit of a charity and his children for the purposes of hoovering them and primarily Jennifer Garner. Essentially, she comes up on his radar, and his narcissism is then moved to get him to bring her under control, and deems that it is appropriate to do so by finding time physically together. His narcissism knows that this will be productive because Garner isn't rejecting him, she isn't walking away from him, she isn't wounding him. And therefore his narcissism knows that if he contacts her or goes to see her, he will be received favourably by her. Not necessarily in terms of, let's get back together, Ben, but she'll be civil with him. This means he's going to do it more, because the fuel that she provides is potent, and she shows that she's under control. It also enables him to manipulate his facade by saying to the world, look, I'm on good terms with my ex. There'll also be an element, although this won't be the principal reason he's doing it, to quite possibly nullify the threat to control posed by his immediate ex, Jennifer Lopez. It isn't the primary purpose of him posing for photographs with Jennifer Garner to say, "Ha ha, J-Lo, look at me. I'm back with the bird that I was with before you. And look at me, I'm all happy. Who've you got? Nobody. Nah, 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 nah." It's actually more about wanting to assert control over Garner. But if J-Lo happens to see it, it's not a problem for Ben Affleck to garner the knowledge that she will be annoyed that he's cozying up to his ex, the one before Jennifer Lopez. When she comes up on the radar, his narcissism gives it the green light to hoover. Jennifer Garner, so he does. He receives very potent fuel from her and embarks in doing something with her which enables him to manage the facade as a charitable and kind guy and also as a family guy as well. So no wonder in the pictures that Affleck is displaying something of a smug grin, because he's well fueled and people are under control. Once again, an opportunity to explain to you how narcissism manifests in a particular celebrity and how it underpins their actions. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.